Have you ever wondered why some women seem obsessed with certain guys while completely ignoring others? The secret isn't in looks or money, it's in small actions that trigger desire and make her unable to stop thinking about you. In today's video, I'll reveal 7 foolproof techniques that spark intense emotions and create an irresistible connection. And the last technique is the most powerful of all. Very few men know how to use it correctly. So watch until the end and learn how to make any woman want to be by your side. Technique number 1, subconscious mirroring. Have you ever noticed how, with some people, conversations just flow naturally and you feel comfortable without even knowing why? That's not a coincidence. There's a psychological trick called subconscious mirroring, which creates an instant sense of connection. Basically, when someone reflects our gestures, expressions, and even tone of voice, our brain perceives them as closer and more trustworthy. And the good news? You can use this to make any woman feel comfortable around you, without even saying an extra word. Here's how it works. If she crosses her arms, you can do the same after a few seconds. If she tilts her head while talking, subtly mirror the movement. The key is to keep it natural. It should look spontaneous, not like you're copying every move. This also applies to speech. If she speaks calmly, match her rhythm. If she's more energetic, show the same level of enthusiasm. This harmony creates an invisible connection, as if you've had something special from the start. Want an example? Imagine you're having coffee together, and in the middle of the conversation, she leans forward, resting her elbows on the table. Instead of staying reclined in your chair, you lean in slightly as well. She won't consciously notice it, but she'll feel that the conversation flows better, as if you're both in sync. That's the power of mirroring, a connection formed at an unconscious level. Now, an important detail: don't copy everything she does. That can feel weird or even uncomfortable. The trick is to be subtle and choose the right moments. Small adjustments are enough to create a natural sense of closeness. And when done correctly, this technique makes her feel attracted and at ease with you effortlessly. The best part? This emotional bond starts forming even before any physical touch or deep conversation. Technique number 2, the push and pull game. You know that butterfly feeling that makes someone think about you all the time? That happens when there's a balance between closeness and distance. The push and pull technique uses this dynamic to your advantage. Instead of showing interest in a predictable way, you alternate between moments of warmth and small challenges, creating irresistible attraction. The mistake many men make is being too easy to figure out. If you give her attention all the time, she might see you as a guaranteed option. If you disappear completely, she'll lose interest. The secret is balance. One day, you compliment a detail about her sincerely. The next, you tease her with a playful remark. This back and forth makes her feel the need to win you over, and nothing fuels desire more than a hint of uncertainty. Example: let's say she tells you a funny story. Instead of just laughing and agreeing, you respond with a smile. That was good. Almost funny, with a playful wink. She'll laugh, feel the playful challenge, and without realizing it, she'll want to impress you even more. This dynamic keeps the conversation exciting and makes her naturally invested in the interaction. But be careful, the goal isn't to manipulate or create insecurity. Push and pull isn't about making her doubt her worth, but rather making interactions engaging and fun. If you overdo the pull part, acting too cold or distant, you might push her away. The key is to keep it light and natural. When done right, this technique keeps her eager for the next moment with you. Technique number 3, create mystery and anticipation. Have you noticed how curiosity is irresistible? When something isn't completely within reach, desire only grows. In the game of attraction, this means that a woman will feel much more drawn to a man who sparks her imagination than to someone who lays everything out on the table. The secret? Leave room for mystery. Show a little, but never everything at once. In practice, this means you don't need to reveal your entire life story right away. If she asks about something interesting you did, instead of spilling all the details, tease her a bit. That reminds me of a crazy story, but I'm not sure if I should tell you yet. This slight hesitation makes her want to know more. You automatically become more intriguing because she feels she needs to figure you out. Another way to create anticipation is to build excitement in small moments. Instead of sending predictable, good morning texts every day. Try something different. I just remembered something you'd love to hear, but I can only tell you later. Boom, now she'll spend the day thinking about you, dying to know what it is. Small details like this make a huge difference and make interactions far more memorable. But be careful. Mystery doesn't mean being distant or evasive. If you go too far, you might seem cold or uninterested. The ideal balance is to be engaging while giving the sense that there's always something new to discover about you. And when a woman feels that, she'll keep coming back for more. Technique number 4. The power of scarcity. Have you noticed that anything rare seems more valuable? This applies to human relationships too. If you're always available, predictable, and easily accessible, you stop being a challenge. But when your attention becomes something special, her perception of you changes completely. This doesn't mean ignoring her or playing games. It means building such an interesting life that your presence naturally becomes something she values. The mistake most men make is giving too much too soon. They text all the time, say yes to every plan, and make the woman their number one priority. It might seem like a caring attitude, but in reality, it makes you look like you have nothing else going on. A man who has his own interests, career, hobbies, and friends automatically creates an aura of attraction because his time and attention aren't guaranteed at any moment. Example, if she invites you out last minute, instead of dropping everything and saying yes, respond naturally. I already have plans today, but we can plan for another time. Simple, direct, and powerful. You're not playing hard to get. You're just showing that you have a well-structured life. And guess what? That makes her see you as high value, and she'll want to secure a bigger place in your world. Now, a crucial point. Scarcity doesn't mean being cold. If you're always unavailable or too distant, you might push her away. The secret is to balance moments of deep connection with periods of absence, ensuring that every interaction feels special. When she feels she has to put in some effort to get your attention, that's when the game shifts, and you become the man she can't stop thinking about. Technique number 5. Make her feel strong. Emotions. Women don't fall in love with logic. They fall in love with the emotions a man makes them feel. If an interaction is dull and predictable, she'll simply lose interest. But if you make her experience intense and varied emotions, your presence will become addictive. Why? The human brain associates strong emotions with unforgettable experiences, and you want to be that experience for her. But hold on, that doesn't mean you need to be over the top or dramatic. Small details make all the difference. Surprises, playful teasing, intriguing stories, all of these create an emotional roller coaster that keeps the connection alive. The secret isn't just making her laugh or feel good, but creating a mix of emotions, from excitement to curiosity, from nervousness to desire. Want an example? Instead of just complimenting her with a simple, "You look beautiful," try something more engaging. "There's something different about you today. I can't quite figure out what it is, but it's intriguing me." This sparks her curiosity, makes her try to figure out what you mean, and turns the interaction into something much more memorable. Small touches of mystery and emotional stimulation make all the difference. Now, a warning: if your conversations are always neutral and predictable, she won't have a reason to remember you. If every interaction feels like it could be with any other guy, why would she feel anything special? The key to creating an irresistible connection is making sure she always feels something when she's with you. The more emotional intensity you bring into interactions, the more she'll crave your presence. Technique number 6. The 2 words. Technique? There's one mistake that makes many men lose a woman's interest quickly: talking too much about themselves and forgetting what really matters to her. The secret to effective communication isn't impressing her with stories or achievements, but making her feel heard and understood. And for that, 2 simple words can change everything. I understand. This phrase triggers a deep psychological response. Women are guided by emotion, and the feeling of being understood is incredibly valuable to them. When a man genuinely says, "I understand," he creates an instant connection. But be careful. This doesn't mean just repeating these words mechanically. Your tone of voice, body language, and the way you guide the conversation make all the difference. For example, if she mentions she had a rough day at work, instead of trying to fix the problem or changing the subject, Say something like, "I understand how frustrating that must be. What exactly happened?" This shows that you're truly listening, not just waiting for your turn to speak. This level of attention creates a powerful emotional bond and makes her feel comfortable opening up more and more. Men who don't apply this technique often fall into the trap of shallow conversations, or worse, they come across as emotionally distant. When a woman realizes she can talk to you without being judged or ignored, she naturally feels drawn closer to you. Small details like this set you apart from most guys and make her feel like your presence is something she can't go without. Now, listen up. Did you know there's a formula for attracting and winning her over without looking like you're even trying? It's not something complicated. It's actually a practical approach that works like a shortcut straight to her heart. And the best part, you can learn it right now. If you're curious to see how it works, don't miss this opportunity. Everything is explained in the video pinned in the first comment. Click there and discover something that could change everything for you. Technique number 7. The art of subtle touch. Physical touch is one of the most powerful forms of nonverbal communication. A well-placed touch can create an instant connection, spark emotions, and establish a level of intimacy that words alone can't achieve. But be careful, timing and naturalness make all the difference. If the touch feels forced or invasive, it can create discomfort and even push her away. But when it happens at the right moment, it sparks an almost instinctive attraction. The key is to start with subtle gestures that don't feel planned. A light touch on her arm when emphasizing something in conversation, a brief hand on the lower back when guiding her through a space, or a gentle brush of hands when handing her something. All of these are effective ways to create closeness without crossing boundaries. These gestures activate areas of the brain linked to connection and desire, without her consciously realizing it. Imagine you're walking side by side, and in a spontaneous moment, you lightly touch her shoulder while making a playful comment. That brief touch, combined with a confident smile, communicates way more than words ever could. The combination of physical and emotional presence creates a sensory experience that sticks in her memory in a unique way. Now, a crucial detail. Touch should be used in moderation. If applied at the right moments and without overdoing it, it becomes a pleasant surprise that keeps the interaction engaging. The goal is for each touch to feel natural, creating a sense of closeness that she'll want to experience again. Over time, this physical barrier gradually disappears, making the connection even stronger. Did you like these techniques? Then don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more powerful tips on attraction and relationships. And now, watch the next video on your screen. In it, you'll learn a subtle detail that can make any woman see you in a completely different way. Click and find out!